As you can see, Ramsey show is ending. And yes, that is Rachel Cruz making a rare appearance.
It is the Ramsey show.
Oh, I forgot to put that on.
Have a friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast.
I just typed in that my show starts now, and actually I lied because it already started. That's all right. They'll figure it out. And we just wait for people to get into the chat, and I type in stuff. There we go. Schedule free financial coach consultation assessment. RamseyCoach.com/Coach Steve Money. And that link will be at the top of the chat. Okay, and close that now. There we go. There's my channel. Oh, what else do I put in there? I put in my email address, which is right there. I don't need these. Just because I'm right up at the monitors. And I am nearsighted. Let's see. What else do... Oh, I put this in anyway. Email about anything. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And... donations, which is right down there. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money. Donations. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money. Excuse me. Just wait another minute. Let's see, what can I talk about in the meantime? Episode 114 today. 114. How about that? They've flown by, really. I can't believe it's been that many. What up, AJ? How's it going? Yeah, what time is it? Alright, I'll go ahead and start. After some time off, YouTube has been whacking me again for copyright infringement. They got me with claims on... AJ won't be on tomorrow, going out of town. Alright, going somewhere fun, AJ? They got me for September yesterday, and the day before that they got me. Sometimes they get me for the Baby Step song, which is Love Yourself by Ed Sheeran. And sometimes they don't. I don't know what the difference is. Why it would be when it's the same exact thing, like two different shows, the same exact thing, where I play the lyric video that I made. And so, a friend is opening a whiskey distillery. Well, of course AJ's going to that. Of course you are. That sounds like fun. Where is that, sir? Is that in Texas still? Let's see, where I had notes. They're right on the computer. I know where they are. Austin. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Have you tried it yet, AJ? Has he given you, like, were you involved in the tasting, the formulating process there? While you're answering that, so anyway, since I've been copyright claimed, I'm just gonna acapella the bridge and chorus. I don't even know if it's the chorus or not. I guess it's the chorus. Yeah, it is. It is the chorus in this one. It's the in my Sharona. I don't know if that's a chorus or just a bridge, even if it has a chorus. All right, so his name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach and why I host this after show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. If you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show After Show, brought to you by Tina Scher, the Queen of Sheba. We talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial, and whatever else I would like to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, also Ramsey Preferred financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment with me by going to ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money, link at the top of the chat. If you don't see the chat, you just come off of full screen, and then you'll see the chat to the right of the screen, unless you're watching it in the evening hours after it was recorded, when it is processing by YouTube. If you have any questions on scheduling or things that are involved in coaching or anything on any of my stuff that's on my channel, you can email me, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can also, whoops.
Yeah. Hey, I got Instagram. Yeah. Add me on the ground.
Add me on the gram. You can add me there, and Twitter, Coach Steve Money, no spaces. If you'd like to donate to the channel, that link is also near the top of the chat. It is right there, paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty, and today the Ramsey Show hosts were Ken Coleman, author of From Paycheck to Purpose, which you can get for only $20 and $100 in bonus items. That is a pre-order. I forgot when that's coming out. November? Sometime, I think. I cannot recall. Sorry. And his co-host, a rare appearance these days, Rachel Cruz, Dave Ramsey's daughter, author of Know Yourself, Know Your Money, also host of the Rachel Cruz Show, and it was great to see her today. See, since she hasn't been on much. Mod said Dave should be back on Monday, so tomorrow he will be taking his usual Friday off. Let's see what AJ said about if he was involved in it. No, he doesn't have a refined palate. Alright, fair enough. Thanks for the IOs, AJ and Judy Pine. Thanks for dropping by. Market report. Hey, look, we're up here. And, not enough to get back up to. This is just today's, as you can see, not too much after the initial jump in the morning. Not too much up and down. But not enough to get back there. But as you can see, on the 5 day, it went back. It dropped a little bit. It had recovered completely from 5 days ago earlier, but it dropped right at the end there, and I did not know that. So this is kind of anticlimactic, but it's 448, and what is that? That is 452. So almost there. Almost there. But as far as the high, it's still got, let's see, 4536.95, and we're at 448. So was that $88 or $98? There's math involved. $98. So, and then whatever percentage that was. A number I noticed today was because I was thinking about going back in time and putting some money in the S&P, and I saw that if you did it in this is not from the beginning of time. This is just October 2nd, 1981. If you did it then, it was $119.36. And now it's 4,000 something. So it is 3,845% higher. So, yeah. So if you had done that, but depending on how much money you put in that, I wonder if you would change history just by, and change everything just by putting in. People would think, oh no, it's too much, it's overvalued, and then it all crashes or something. Who knows? Who knows? I guess if we learn nothing from Back to the Future, it's that you shouldn't mess with time travel. Alrighty. So, what do we have? Biggest improvement was the Russell Small Cap Index, and that still got a lot to. Anytime it comes up, it starts going back down. As you can see, there's a lot of this is 6 months. There's a lot of volatility in that. Let's see what the year mark is. So I guess the high point would be March 15th, and so it's only about $100 off of that. So again, whatever percentage that is, I don't know off the top of my head, but I mean it's not crazy down. So, and from the low point since then, I guess would be August 19th, and so from there, the Dow, let's see if the Dow recovered from 5 days. The Dow is up over what it was 5 days ago, but not as much as it was a month ago, which would have been I guess 16. No, that would have been there, but the high was on August 16th, and that's 35,625. So that still has some going as well. Let's check around the world, around the globe. One day I'll get graphics and stuff, and it'll be like a globe. Wouldn't that be fun? Mixed. Looks like. I mean, I don't know exactly what these indexes are. I assume they're indexes. I don't know what they are there. I just assume that they're similar. And you got the same thing. You got one down in the Asia and all the rest up, same as in Europe. But we were all up. This is a volatility index, and I will not lie to you. I do not understand how that works. Volatility index. There's no. Oh, here we go. About is the ticker symbol and the popular name for the Chicago Board Options Exchange, CBOE Volatility Index, a popular measure of the stock market's expectation of volatility based on S&P 500 index options. It is calculated and disseminated on a real-time basis by the CBOE and is often referred to as the fear index or the fear gauge. The VIX traces its origin to the financial economics research of Menachem Brenner and Dan Galai. Sorry if those names are wrong there, gentlemen. In a series of papers beginning in 1989, they proposed the creation of a series of volatility indices, which is the plural of index, beginning with an index on stock market volatility and moving to interest rate and foreign exchange rate volatility. All right, so yeah, that means the volatility. It's they expect it to be 10% less, I guess, almost 11% less volatile in the days coming, and this changes every day. A lot of times when the markets are up, then this goes down, and it's a lot of times it's the opposite of what the market is doing. Currencies, we got the euro up on the dollar up on the Japanese yen, the British pound up on the dollar, the Canadian dollar up on the US dollar, and the Australian dollar up on the US dollar, mate. We'll take those dollars, those sawbucks. I don't know what that's not. Sawbuck is what it is. Sawbuck, and there's something. Oh, greenbacks is what the other thing I was thinking of. All right. Let's see. Let's see if they're talking about stuff while I was rambling. What up, Clay? What up, Matty Bags? The Clay says the yen was up on the yang today. That is true, sir. I think that's what the volatility index tracks. Now let's check our pals over in crypto. And that has come up. We'll have to keep looking at it, but the day when the stock market was down, when all the indexes here were down, crypto was down even more. Like all of these were down even more. So you have to see if that's linked somehow or whatever. See if anybody cool is coming up on the earnings calendar. This is when they report their earnings. Costco, Nike, Micron, making those chips that we all need so desperately. PepsiCo, yuck. Just had to wash that down. Let's see. Most followed. We have in the leader there, in the clubhouse is the Amazon. But everything else, all the rest of these are up as well. Oh, let's see. Anything interesting down here? American Airlines. Apple CEO Tim Cook hunts for leakers. Uh-oh. Oh, I have a semi-Apple related story coming up. Stock futures flat as major averages set for positive week after 2-day rebound. Okay, this is I don't know if this like pops up like in real time. I know that it's newer than say 4 o'clock when the market closed. So, and for it to say anything about the futures, I think the market has to be closed in the United States for there to be futures, I believe. Otherwise, it is, trading in real time. Alrighty, let's see. CNBC have a large amount of cash to invest. Here's how deploying it all at once compares with doing so over time. Assuming 100% stock portfolio, the return on lump sum investing outperformed dollar cost averaging 75% of the time, according to research. For portfolios with 100% bonds, which we don't recommend at all anyway, the rate of outperformance was 90%. Okay, and let's see if there's something that's not too crazy to get into here. Study looked at rolling 10-year returns on a $1 million starting in 1950, comparing results between an immediate lump sum investment and dollar cost averaging, which in the study assumes that $1 million is invested evenly over 12 months and then held for the remaining 9 years. All right, and so pretty much this is what would seem to make sense anyway. More, meaning the whole thing, in the market earlier is gonna make more money, and so that's why you also want to invest on schedule. But like, if you can do it every paycheck, that'd be great. You know, whether that's every 2 weeks or every 1 week. You know, that if it's every week, do it. You know, do it every week. Because I mean, if it is going up at an average of 10 to 12% a year, as Dave Ramsey says, and as the data shows, and that's the S&P 500 index that says that. It keeps going up a little bit. If you wait to if you have the money to put in and you don't put it in, then you're missing the one little trickle, which trickles up that way, and then that extra money keeps growing, and so so that's why it's always better to have more in sooner is the deal. So, and that would seem to be common sense to me, but you never know. People think differently for some reason. This also from CNBC with the same breaking news. The mortgage market is unprepared for climate risks, says industry report. I wanted to see what they're talking about with this. The key points: with numerous stakeholders in housing finance, climate change will send significant stress down a long financial line, according to Mortgage Bankers Association report. The report said it could increase mortgage default, increasing the volatility of house prices, and produce significant climate migration. Alright, well, that's fun to have a flood. Is that... Oh, that is Port Arthur, Texas, AJ. Jenna Fountain carries a bucket. Her name is Fountain. Down Regency Drive to try to recover items from the flooded home in Port Arthur, Texas. That sucks, I bet. Let's see what it says, if it says anything about how it specifically climate change is going to. Let's see. Numerous stakeholders. That means climate change will send significant pressure down along. How does that mean it? Record-setting rain, floods, wildfires, examples of rising risks. Oh, I see, because the risks of those things are happening more often, I believe, and so that's what they're saying. Not only is climate change putting more stress on the National Flood Insurance Program, it could increase mortgage default and prepayment risks. Okay, I see what they're saying. National Flood Insurance Program is in the midst of a major overhaul, which will change pricing for homeowners. Climate foreclosure crisis relies heavily on the insurance industry to gauge its risk, but most mortgage industry risk models are focused on credit and operating risk. So they don't have anything in place for judging climate related things, I guess. If incremental, this is a quote, if incremental defaults due to climate change turn out to be material for one or more of these stakeholders, regulators, and investors are likely to require those stakeholders to quantify the impact of those incremental defaults and to gauge the sensitivity of those estimates to key assumptions. All right. So let's read this in English. If it keeps happening, they're gonna want them to charge more, probably. Want them to have like insurance will be more, all that stuff. All right. Well, that wasn't as satisfying as of an answer I thought it would be, but all right. This is from Fox Business. Another massive shortage, it says. I'm doing air quotes if you're just listening to this. Of toilet paper, other goods likely soon, according to a retail expert. I do a lot of buying stuff. Am I a retail expert too? Product shortage, the subtag line is product shortages as bad as they were at the beginning of the COVID pandy coming back, Bert Flickinger said. That sounds made up. The U.S. will experience another massive shortage of toilet paper soon as supply chains continue to suffer due to pandemic-related issues. Same, but we've been talking about this recently on the after show about the whole problems from even we talked about with like the with whiskey with alcohol yesterday, and it's happening with every product as far as I know. Like they're talking about getting the glass. They can't get glass bottles to put the stuff in. So that that comes in first. There also have something related to that chain of events, and so they're just saying it's going to come more. Let's see. Oh, prediction comes after retail giant Costco warned customers that this week that it's having trouble fulfilling toilet paper orders. All right, so that might be an indicator, sure. Yeah, there you go. If Costco is alerting shoppers, it's a crisis across the country, he said. That would be Mr. Flickinger. Let's see. In response to shortages, Costco indicated it would reinstate purchase limits at some of its store locations. All right. As customers reportedly stockpile goods once again. It's happening with a lot of items. His advice: go to wholesale clubs, get the cheap gas, use the savings on paper, and go to independent grocers across the country. They're the best in stock. All right. Do Christmas shopping in September instead of November or December. Hopefully you already have your Christmas expenditures budgeted. And hopefully you do have that, so you can do shopping throughout the year whenever you find the good deals. Do it in September, which we're running out of time. Only 7 more shopping days if you have to get it done in September. Merry Christmas, everybody. All right, so and that that's not definite that that's going to happen, but it could easily. Hopefully, the government and companies are trying to find ways to work around their problems in the supply line. Let's see what we got here on the thing. Clay making a dig at my age again. Good job. Just because everybody's a child except for me. I had this one on twice. on accident, as the kids say. It's not on accident, it's by accident. Let's see. This was another supply chain story. Found this. This is from NSN, from The Guardian, I think, which is in the UK, I think, if it's the same one. But a record number of cargo ships are stuck outside LA. What's happening? Southern California is dealing with a traffic jam unlike any other, as a record number of container ships have been stuck waiting in the waters outside the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach to unload cargo. And they have a picture where there's 3 cargo ships in the picture, I think. And are they trying to prove my identity? Do I have to keep clicking the pictures that have cargo ships in them? That was alright. They can't all be golden, folks. The bottleneck this week at America's busiest port complex is the result of a shortage of trucks and drivers to pick up goods, coupled with an overwhelming demand for imported consumer products. As of Wednesday, that was yesterday, 62 container ships were waiting offshore to unload cargo, according to the Marine Exchange of Southern California. The backup of ships has grown since last week when 60 were waiting to unload. On Sunday, there were a record 73 waiting to enter the ports. Surge has put increasing pressure on the Los Angeles Long Beach port complex, already the largest in the U.S. and the 9th largest in the world. Together, the ports move 40% of container imports in the U.S. and 30% of exports, and serve as a key gateway for imported goods from Asia. The Americans' buying strength is so strong and epic that we can't absorb all this cargo into the domestic supply chain, Gene Soroka, the Port of LA director, told CBS LA. Alright, and that's probably about it on that. No need to click to give them money. I don't think. I think that's about it. Yeah, so they need trucks. They need more drivers. Another thing with with delivery drivers, can't unload ships, so the ships are waiting. And so what does that mean? That means the ships aren't unloaded and empty, so they can go back and get more, or pick up stuff here and deliver it there. So that puts the time frame back. And so yeah, all of it. Living in a pandy, right? And this from the... Oh, I don't have the story. No, I thought I had the story, but I was talking to Honey in the Ramsey show chat, and I was telling her about... I read yesterday that Norway, where she lives, is the first country to... oh, here it is. I have it right here. I have the link. Just wait one moment, please. This is a look behind the curtain, how the show is put together. Okay, from CNBC again, and continue without supporting. Norway hikes rates, becoming the first central bank in the developed world to do so. A normalizing economy now suggests that it is appropriate to begin a gradual normalization of the policy rate, said Governor Øystein Olsen in a statement Thursday. Norway's currency rallied to its highest level since June against the euro, according to Reuters, and gained 0.7% against the U.S. dollar. The bank also said another hike is likely in December. So, a normalizing economy suggests it's appropriate to begin a gradual normalization of the policy rate. So, they think this economy is normalizing. And, I mean, if there's a shortage on stuff, it might not be so normalized. when that happens. But I guess they're trying to look at it with a look at it as half full, I guess, and be optimistic. After cutting rates 3 times in 2020 due to the economic fallout from the pandemic, Norway's central bank unanimously decided to raise rates to 0.25% from 0%. So, alrighty. What was this other one? I had one other. This from the AP. One to charge them all. That's for you Lord of the Rings fans out there, of which I am one. The EU demands single plug for phones. The European Union announced plans Thursday to require the smartphone industry to adopt a uniform charging cord for mobile devices. A push that could eliminate the all too familiar experience of rummaging through a drawer full of tangled cables to find the right one. The European Commission, the bloc's executive arm, proposed legislation that would mandate USB-C cables for charging technology that many device makers have already adopted. The main holdout is Apple, which it said was concerned new rules would limit innovation and that would end up hurting consumers. iPhones come with the company's own Lightning charging port, though the newest models come with cables that can be plugged into a USB-C socket. The push by the EU will certainly be cheered by the millions of people who have searched through a jumble of snarled cables. But the EU also wants to cut down on the 11,000 metric tons of electronic waste that's thrown out every year by Europeans. The Commission said the typical EU resident owns at least 3 chargers and use 2 regularly, but 38% of people report not being able to charge their phones at least once because they couldn't find a compatible charger. Some 420 million mobile phones or portable electronic devices were sold in the EU last year. The draft rules also call for standardizing fast charging technology and giving consumers the right to choose whether to buy new devices with or without a charger, which the EU estimates will save consumers 250 million euros, which is $293 million a year. After attempting for more than a decade to cajole the industry into adopting a common standard, efforts that whittle dozens of different charging plugs down to a handful, the EU's Executive Commission is pushing the issue. Alright, so yeah, but Apple wants to do their own thing. A lot of the companies want to do their own thing. So you have to buy their stuff. What up, Boosted? AJ's downloading Diablo 2 Resurrection. Alright. That ought to run pretty well on your computer now. But yeah. I can't remember. Actually, I think I bought Resurrection for cheap, but I never opened it. I think I still have those boxes for Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Resurrection. I put them on eBay at one time and they never sold. The Ohio fact of the day. This right here is some guy in Ohio can sculpt with his mouth. So he puts like gum or something in his mouth and he can make these guys here. He can make these shapes. But that's not the Ohio fact of the day. The Ohio fact of the day is, did you know that between 1913 and 1915 at least 7 children were shipped in mail in the United States? And the first instance of this weird act was recorded when the Beagles, a couple from Ohio, after paying for postage stamps and insurance money, handed over their 8-month infant son to the mailman to be delivered at his grandmother's place, which was just a mile away. Now, why they couldn't buggy over there, horse and buggy over there? You know, like they got to the mail, wherever the mailman was. Oh, maybe they did it when the mailman came to their residence, though. Didn't think about that, did I? Did not. The news broke, and other parents also started making use of the cheap service. A 6-year-old girl was even sent from her home in Florida to her father's house in Virginia. And that's a lot of mileage to cover. It is indeed. So that would be your Ohio fact of the day. Oh, it's a remastered version. So you had to buy it again, huh? Boosted gets day-old chicks in the mail. I'm assuming he means baby birds or some other animal. How much was that, AJ, if you don't mind sharing it with the class? Ship them right to the post office. All right. Well, that's different than say human shipping. But I bet that was interesting. I guess the sounds like the postman just rolled with it. It was just like, all right. 8-month-old son, and you're like, here you go. to the mailman. Couldn't imagine that. Whoa, $40 for remastered. Is it Chest Resurrection, or does it include the whole thing, AJ? It says it's very, very nostalgic for him. And I'm sure he put it in his fun money budget, didn't you, AJ? The mailman was probably a guy you knew for the last 30 years. Maybe it was I guess in 1913. So was there USPS? I guess. 30 years before that, in 1873, I don't know. But yeah, they may have known. The person, who knows. But that's still what you always put things in today's context, and so you think about today about. Well, first of all, you wouldn't use USPS. You would use UPS, right, or FedEx, something like that. Something that's that's better trackable. So you can look on your app to see where your kid is. So, I see. AJ gave up daily booze, so he's applying the booze money to the video games. That's fairly. Booze said small towns are different than they. You see people you don't know 99% of the time now. Back then they knew everyone in town. Well, sure, yeah. Yep, in the 1913 and in the 1800s, sure. Much more believable. But like I said, most people, when thinking about anything, they don't put it in context of today. So, all right, giving up daily booze gives you video game money, kids. That's the lesson we've learned here today. And so the servers, you're talking about it has the PvP then. As what? Are you more into the single player stuff, AJ, or the PvP stuff as far as with Diablo? I played But AJ said PvP for sure. Yeah, I played some Doom. Did a lot of Doom back in the day, and some Diablo 2. I'm trying to think if I ever played Diablo PvP. I don't know that I did. Don't know that I did. Alrighty, well, I think that's it for today. Let's hit the plugs here. Ramsey Show After Show every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the Ramsey Show YouTube video ends, except when I have something going on at work, which has happened maybe 3 times in 114 shows, so it will not happen often. I will usually start a live stream just for chatting if the Ramsey Show mod is not posted that day's show by 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as was the case 7 times in the past 3 months, I think, something like that. Upcoming streams also is going to be father-daughter video gaming. It's supposed to return tomorrow. I have not heard what time yet, but obviously I'll be doing the after show till 7, so the earliest it would be is like 7:30. So I have to track Bella down and find out a time so I can let people know tomorrow. And we're playing an older game. Speaking of older games, this one's called Trine, and it also is a remastered one of sorts. It's the Enchanted edition, or Enchanted edition, I think is what it's called. And so we are going to play that. That is a co-op game, of course. And with Bella's boyfriend, I need to get him in Madden again. Especially now that I have a much lower rated quarterback on my team. That should be a horrible loss again. And there should be some other streams coming too. As in this weekend. I should do at least a different solo stream this weekend. Should have plenty of time to do that. Alrighty, laters, AJ. Here's where we say make smart financial decisions every day. Have a good night, everybody.